Well, we dragged Leigh Robinson, Truro's manager, out the change room. Leigh, great end of the game, 5 minutes before the final whistle, and you get the winner.
Yeah, thoroughly entertaining game of football, I thought. Obviously, having us going 2-0 up and being pegged back to 2-2, and you just sort of felt in the last 15 minutes there that one team was going to win that game 3-2 because it was so open. It was like a basketball game in the last 15 minutes, which is not wonderful for the heart rate. But fair play to our boys. You know, we had some legs and some freshness and some goals. You know, to come off the bench and ended up nicking a goal for a wonderful 3 points and a good end to a little 4-game spell for us.
Yeah, it extends the unbeaten run, but once again you got off to a terrific start, but it looked as if you're going to throw it away again.
Yeah, I mean, I think things got a little bit disrupted, or disjointed, should I say, when Ben Harding went off injured, and Dan Rooney wasn't quite right. So he had a game for Plymouth Friday night, so he was only really fit for say 50 or so minutes, and we sort of had to make quite a few changes, which perhaps disjointed things a little bit. But make no mistake, they were a quality side, though. You know, Dulwich. So we thought Bath were good down here, but I thought Dulwich were just as good. You know, really lively, decent on the ball, and gave us a hell of a test today. So we had to be at our absolute maximum to win. Luckily, we were. And delighted to have got 3 points at the end of the day.
And good to see a goal from River Allen. He put in a good shift and obviously started off with that goal which got you away to a great start. What about the second one? That was a little bit more fortunate, wasn't it, John Paul Pittman's?
Yeah, I mean, he did really well, obviously, to wriggle past the centre back, showed great pace to get in. I think he's had a shot, it's come back off the keeper, hit him and gone in, which is, strikers will tell you they take those all day long. But no, River, since he's been back here, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Every game he's played for us, just his energy and his attitude and execution on the ball has been absolutely second to none. So we're delighted to have him. He's doing a fantastic job at the minute, and long may that continue.
But I guess your team talk for half-time has changed slightly when they popped up and scored 5 minutes before the break.
It did, and just said to the boys then that actually midway through the second half, that started to feel a little bit Hereford-esque in the FA Cup, that obviously we'd gone to.
Don't mention that game.
Well, that's what we were thinking, that we'd gone 2-0 up and we looked a little bit flat. But I think the difference was today, compared to that occasion, was we were a lot fitter, so we were able to hang in there a lot better, and we had freshness and people would come off the bench who could nick a goal. So that's a sort of little sign as to how far we've come as a team in the last few weeks.
And I was talking to you before the game about Lee Gilchrist. He's joined the club on loan and popped up to score the winner. Yeah,
and great composure, wasn't it? He, in a sort of crowded penalty area, we sort of wondered if he was taking too long and stuff. But yeah, great composure, so nick it around the keeper and stick it in the net. And we were sort of debating with the substitutions because of course we had Tom Richards on the bench as well, who we were going to bring on for legs and energy in centre midfield. But he kind of tweaked his ankle in the warm up, so we were sort of happy to get Lewis on, knowing that he has got a good goal scoring record even at Bristol Rovers. And when he's been out on loan at places like Yate and Hungerford, he's had a good goal scoring record for a centre midfielder. So we knew he could nick us a goal, and delighted that he did that today for us.
You mentioned about Dan Rooney playing Friday for Argyle. How does it work with the loan players in the sense that your training sessions and things like that?
Well, I believe Friday night that was an important cup game that they had there. So obviously he's their player, so he has to play for them first. So, but he's been so fantastic for us since he's been here that we had to get him out there for as long as we possibly could. But he just felt a little bit heavy with his legs today. But essentially with the loan players, generally with us they train once a week. All the other permanent players will train twice a week. And the nature of having loan players is when they got to play for their parent club, you have to accept it.
But the good thing is that I think Argyle have allowed you to have Rooney and Bentley for another month or till the end of the year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and delighted that that's the case because they're both doing a really good job at the minute. Dan Rooney's very much, on the brink of their first team. They want him to play every single game, whereas Jordan's coming back from a bit of a long-term injury, and they sort of said we might have to be a little bit softly with him. So he's had a couple of starts so far, a couple of appearances off the bench. But when Jordan come on today, it's absolutely fantastic, and for a young lad to play with that maturity against a side with their pace and movement and height from set pieces was a good sign moving forwards.
I mean, the good thing is you've got Tyler Harvey back for your next game. I thought the two up front today, Pittman and Lewington, both put in a lot of hard work and got on the score sheet for Pittman as well. So it's good to have the competition.
Yeah, and I think psychologically today it was important to win a game without Tyler because he has been so outstanding in the last few games, and I don't think we've won a game without him up until today. So it was important, for the belief of the players that when we are missing key players, we can still go and win matches. And yeah, JP and Jared have had a real disrupted 6 weeks or so with not being in the team when Tyler's been playing. Then of course we had a couple of Saturdays off, and then they both got injured and stuff. So they've not got a lot of match fitness behind them. But both been a good shift today, and John Paul scored a really good goal, of course, and got us a really good foothold in the game. So competition for places up there looking hot, and like I said, good for the confidence moving forward that we can win games without Ty.
And your next game coming up is
Chelmsford away on Saturday, so I think they're 5th in the league, again doing well. So tough place to go up there because it's a real small pitch with the athletics track around it, and they don't half crowd the penalty area up there with the ball in the box. So we're going to have to go up there and be big and brave again, a bit like we were today. But luckily we've got a bit of confidence and momentum behind us now, and hopefully we can take that up to Essex.
You're now looking at the teams at the top of the table because you move up another slot tonight.
I wouldn't say that, but we're happy to be looking upwards. Certainly towards mid-table than obviously looking downwards. But like I've said to the boys, for the last couple of weeks, I've got in my head a required number of wins and draws that will keep us up or represent a good season. Then we can start building towards next season. East Thurrock today was just one more win, one more draw, chalked off that chart, if you like, and we'll keep going.
I was going to say that's another 3 points you can mark off.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I'm not going to give it away, but I know the number of wins that we need to get to, and like I said, it was good to chalk one off today. But I think the important thing with that is that what's becoming very obvious in this division is it is so on the day. We're just as capable of going away and beating one of the top sides as we are losing here to one of the teams around us. It's completely on the day. So we just sort of can't get too hung up on the fixture that's in front of us on paper, because we've shown in the time we've been here, when Truro turn up, they generally win. So we just got to make sure that we have more days where we do turn up, because when we do, we'll win games of football. And if we turn up enough times, we'll have those required number of wins, and we'll have a successful season and be able to build on for next year.
Okay, thanks, Leigh. Just keep turning up is all I can say.
Absolutely. Cheers.